Okay, we want to use this video to give you an up-close look of this magnificent Black Forest Hunter cuckoo clock. And we just purchased a large collection of Black Forest clocks. There's over 23 pieces in total. Everything in the collection is of the highest quality. And while we'll be keeping a few of the clocks for our own personal collection, there's a lot of things that we already have examples for, where we don't have the space to accommodate, and so we'll be passing it on to other collectors. And this magnificent clock is one of those clocks that we will be letting go. It's a very large clock, the first thing. The clock measures just over 54 inches from the bottom of the game bag all the way up to the top of the antlers. And so that measurement does not include the chains, does not include the weights. That is all clock. And the measurement across the top of the pediment, from this point here to the left, to this point here to the right, is a little over 30 inches. So this is a substantial clock. It will definitely put a presence on the room. It would be fantastic in a cabin, in a lodge. We have ours above a fireplace. And you can see this example is nicer than most. We get about one of these a year. But this is the nicest example we've seen in a while, and we'll kind of point out those features. The first thing is just the level of carving. If you look at the carving, everything looks real. Everything's in full relief. You know, the detail work, the rope that wraps around the foot of the pheasant, it goes around the perch. Or the post, excuse me, the feathers. Feathers go all the way up around the cuckoo door. The hair over here on the other side is also magnificent. Just the detail and the level of the carving. And as you can hear, this is also a musical example. So the cuckoo calls the full in half hours. After the cuckoo is finished calling, the clock plays one of 4 different tunes on a music box. And the music box in this clock is fantastic. It has a bed plate of just about 5 inches. So it's not a little dinky box. It's of a great quality and a great size. Also, you can notice the dial. It has enamel cartouches, which are set in embossed brass bezels. And the center of the dial is also carved. And so it's a beautiful dial. The clock retains its original bone hands. It has original pipes, original cuckoo bird, original pendulum, the 3 original pinecone weights. It's just a beautiful original clock. The antlers are original. They're usually missing or highly damaged. The only damage to the clock we want to note is if you look at the antlers, the top right tip is missing. But our carver will address that before the clock is sold. And so when it arrives to its new home, it will be absolutely perfect. The clock also has a night shut-off, so if you want to disable for the night the music box, you just push that lever in and that prevents the music box from playing. And it also has an additional feature here. If you pull on this acorn, this will manually activate the music. So again, it's just a beautiful clock. The size is fantastic. It's very difficult to find these pieces. We also want to make sure that you're aware this is an antique example as well. A lot of these big hunter clocks are vintage. They're made in the 50s, the 60s. A lot of them even later than that. But this is an antique piece. This clock was made between 1890 and about 1910. And that is considered a period piece for these large hunter cuckoos. They really weren't made much earlier than that. And just the bone hand, the level of carving, the detail on the dial, these are all just indicators that this is a high quality piece. The movement is cast brass plates, and it's a large high quality movement. For more rare and unusual Black Forest clocks, you'll want to check out our website, which is blackforestclocks.org. We use that website to document our collection and just to advance the interest and appreciation in the Black Forest clock community. We also lastly want to just note that we have extensive experience in shipping these clocks. We've sold probably about a dozen of them over the years, and we've shipped them all over the United States, coast to coast. And so the logistics of getting this clock to you, no matter where you're at, will not be a problem.